In the world of seven deadly sins, death is not always final. So, when the manga series ended with mangaka Nakaba Suzuki, fans had mixed feelings. They think, for one thing, that the finale is hurried, leaving a confusing cliffhanger. Many unanswered questions are still present, one of which is whether Escanor is immortal. Escanor may not be invincible. He may be the chosen one to represent the seven deadly sins of the lion's sin of pride, but he is not without his weaknesses. The Archangel male passed the godly blessing of sunshine to Escanor during Escanor's fight with the Demon King. Escanor, though, overused sunshine in chapter 333 to the extent where he eventually kicked the bucket. Think of it this way, when they are overused, batteries run out of charge. When the electric charge of the batteries goes down, the power to control several electronic devices also fails. Sunshine, the borrowed grace, is the intrinsic yet overcharged force of Escanor that eventually exploded, taking him away in the process. In other words, as sunlight is excessively consumed, Escanor was burned during the battle. We must note that at noon, sunshine grace hits its height. Nonetheless, from dawn until dusk it should still be high. This means that during the night, daylight is dim and midnight lax. His powers also fluctuate during the day, just as Escanor is arrogant throughout the day and timid during the evening. Another event to take note of is how light and darkness opposed each other aggressively during the War of the Seven Deadly Sins with the Demon King. An consequence of the Demon Clan waging war during the nighttime may be this power imbalance. If the combat occurred during the night, that explains why the Demon Clan has an advantage in terms of power levels and fighting wits. The outcome of triggering an ultimate version of the One Shape is Escanor sacrificing himself during the fight with Meliodas and Zeldris' father, the Demon King. Even though he is dubbed as the greatest holy knight in the series, it ignited Escanor's flesh. Fans could only interpret his raging desire to protect his friends as a heroic act, despite being engulfed in embers. On the one hand, we should have seen this coming, because during the warring period of the European Middle Ages, the titular party of Knights of the Seven Deadly Sins took place. Sacrificial deaths should be expected. When the blaze died at last, the body of Escanor was burnt to ash. And when I saw the drawings in chapter 346, my mind was strengthened by the fact that he was dead and gone for good. For Seven Deadly Sins sequel, drawn in chapter 346, the sketches fans saw reveal Escanor is definitely dead. They show the former grace holder of Sunshine, male. For those that are able to learn, since it's still a rough sketch, the Japanese speech bubbles can still be difficult to understand. But for those who can't understand Japanese, this will have to be done. It's actually better than nothing, as the English version of this sketch may not be available until the official English version of volume 41 of the manga is released. In the darkness, fans are not fully left wondering since there is a forthcoming Seven Deadly Sins sequel. A sequel story that will possibly revolve around the adventures of Tristan, Lancelot, and another mystery protagonist is the Four Knights of Apocalypse. Although the rough sketch of Male's face, along with the speech bubble in chapter 346, are the only legitimate clues that fans can go along for now, the mystery protagonist for the sequel only made me doubt the immortality of Escanor even more.